Good afternoon. Yes. Thank you. But so please switch on your cameras, everybody. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Mithila, and I would like to welcome all of you today. Tug of Words is a group of young and enthusiastic aspirants who wish to enhance their knowledge and communication skills. Being in tune with our motto, where words are ammo, knowledge is front, and debate is war, we have had participants from across India take part in these sessions, pitch their ideas, and share their knowledge. We have had some wonderful sessions in the past with guests from various backgrounds and experiences, including some really inspiring personalities such as Major Neeti CJ Ma'am, Major General Vikram Dogra Sir, Captain Raghuraman Sir, Captain Dharamveer Sir, Lieutenant Commander Bijay Nair Sir, and many more. The links to some of these debates will be added in the comments for your reference. After a brief hiatus, we have decided to come back with a new segment, which will be a group discussion series starting from today. This will be in association with SSB Virtuosos Club, specifically designed to help defense aspirants in their journey to achieve their dreams. These group discussions will last about 20 to 30 minutes for each group and have two groups per session. And the topics for discussion will be given by the guests themselves. For our first session today, we would like to thank Lieutenant Commander Nikhil Kumar Chandrakala for joining us. He is a DIPR certified GTO, X-12 SSB commissioning crew, and a mentor at Integrated SSB Virtuosos Club, an institution responsible in creating leaders. I would now like to request Sir to please take over and start the sessions.
Thank you so much. But with all your permissions, I would like to just make a little change. I was commissioning crew of SSB Kolkata and I'm X-12 SSB Bangalore. The 12 SSB Bangalore was commissioned on 1st of April 1949. And SSB Kolkata was commissioned in 2019. Yeah, 2019. So yeah, I was there. One of the first GTOs to be posted there. Indian Navy ka 4th Officer Selection Board set up at South 24 Parganas, Diamond Harbour. Okay, so now to conduct this session, I think I can see there are 14 people who want to participate in the GD, and I think Nikhil Habu does not have a chess number. So how do you guys want to do it? You guys want to knock off first group who have to leave and stay somewhere else, or because I want to see only 7 people on the screen. So I would like to have suggestions from the organizing committee, and then we are just good to go.
So chess number 1 to 8 will stay here, and 9 to 16 will be outside. And then after the first 1 to 8 finish, then 9 to 16 will join.
I have one little suggestion. जो लोग बाहर जा रहे हैं, वो लोग इस लाइफ को विटनेस प्लीज करें कि कैसे हो रहा है. तो वो एक लर्निंग स्टेप उन लोगों के लिए रहेगा, राइट? सेकेंड थिंग इज, पहले सारे के सब लोगों को ना मैं एक बार जीडी का ब्रीफिंग बताऊंगा. एग्जैक्टली होता क्या है, क्या चाहिए. To be very honest, let's count how many number of boards are there in India. Army boards, let's say Kapurthala shifted to Jalandhar, so 2 boards there, if I'm not wrong. Then you've got 5 boards in Allahabad. Then you've got 3 boards in Bhopal. So 5 plus 2, 7 plus 3, 10. And then you've got 2 boards, Army boards in Bangalore, 12 boards. Navy has got 4 boards, Vizag, Calcutta, and 12 SSB Bangalore, and 33 SSB Bhopal. So 12 plus 4 is 16, and 5 boards of Air Force. AFSB is 5 hai India mein, right? If I'm not wrong. 21 boards. Total number of group testing officers in our country is a 2-digit number across all these boards. Everybody is trained at DIPR, Defense Institute of Psychological Research, and then you have to go through OJT. Everybody does not become a GTO. तो ये जो ब्रीफिंग है, कोई भी टास्क करने से पहले एक जीटीओ को ब्रीफिंग देना होता है. दिस ब्रीफिंग इज सेम अक्रॉस ऑल द बोर्ड्स. ये ब्रीफिंग इज वर्बैटिम टू एवरीबडी, ऑल जीटीओस. तो सारा क्रक्स, जो पूरी कहानी है जीडी एट एसएसबी की, इस ब्रीफिंग के अंदर ही है. सो पे अटेंशन टू द ब्रीफिंग. Now this is going to be a little pseudo, because before starting the group situational task series, it's not group testing, it is group situational tasks series that is conducted by a group testing officer at SSBs and AFSBs. So an experimental group is being subjected to a situation-based task, of which the first task is GD. तो ये टेस्टिंग शुरू करने से पहले जीटीओ एक प्री ब्रीफिंग भी देता है कि अगले 2 दिन के लिए क्या होगा. You have GTO 1 day and GTO 2 day. So I'm trying to skip that right now because we have to stick to the schedule and we have less time. So pay attention, all of you. Gentlemen, the first task that you're going to do this morning is called as group discussion. This is just a friendly and very informal exchange of views amongst ourselves on some topic of common interest, much in the same way as you would be doing or have done or have been doing in your hostels, common rooms, or over a cup of tea or coffee with your friends or family members. This is not a debate. There is no chairman, and you need not take any sides. You do not even have to come to any conclusion. You can say what you like, when you like, as many times as you like. There are no restrictions, except that at any given point of time, only one person should speak, so that all of us, including the GTO, can understand what ideas are being shared as a part of the group discussion. Please do not worry about your expression. It is your ideas that matter. Therefore, as long as you can convey your views in a way in which all of us can understand, that much is good enough. Is that clear? Okay. To start with, I shall offer 2 subjects to you and let you choose one for the discussion. Once you have chosen the subject, then I shall repeat the same so that we are all clear about the topic of discussion. You will then get about 20 minutes to exchange your views about it. Thereafter, I will give you another subject, but that time without a choice. For that topic also, you will get about 20 minutes to exchange your views. Thereafter, GTO will make you sit in a circle. Chest number 1 or whichever is the first candidate in the group sits on any of the chair, and rest others sit around in a numerical sequence clockwise. Then he'll come, stand close to the group, take a circle of the group, and he'll announce the 2 subjects for you to choose from. During the discussion, you do not have to stand up. There are no pleasantries that are exchanged. The language to be used here is English. However, if you get stuck, you may speak in Hindi, but do revert to English as soon as you can. Any questions about GD? Tell me. No questions? Clear है? तो GD 2 पार्ट्स में कंडक्ट होता है SSB में. GD1 जहां पे आपके पास में 2 चॉइसेस होंगे, उनमें से आपको एक चूज करना होगा, फिर GTO उसको रिपीट करेगा. मैं इसको स्किप कर रहा हूं. I will conduct the GD2 part of the discussion. जो सेकंड GD जनरली कंडक्ट होता है, we'll conduct that. ठीक है? I'm not letting out any 2 topics for choosing. Let's just keep it simple, stupid, so that learning curve पे we are on a higher. Y is equal to mx plus c का m learning curve का high होना चाहिए. Okay, we can start. Whosoever has to leave, please leave, so then I can announce the topic.
Okay. Chess numbers 9 to 16, please leave the meeting and join back when we request you, please.
So make sure that you guys are there on the live. Mithila, you're also a participant in the discussion, beta?
No, sir. I'm just moderating it, and I'm here to assist you. Nikhil Habbu is, and he is chess number 2.
Okay. I got chess number 1, 2, 3. Then you've got 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 participants. ठीक है? Ready, guys? शुरू करें?
Sir.
All the best.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks. We are in an advent of next level of information technology boom, surrounded by something which is called as social media, which is a dense web of quite a different types of applications and platforms. In your opinion, the most detrimental effect of social media on humanity is on what thing? Whether it is education, or is it socializing, or is it health? Topic समझ में आया क्या?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Everybody has understood the topic?
Yes, sir.
Ready? Yes. Start the discussion.
So friends, I would like to start with the topic. Recently, ICMR came with the topic that in India, most number of children are suffering through type 1 diabetes. So I think health is going to be the first and foremost thing, which is going to suffer by the social media use.
Adding on to the point by my friend chess number 5 over here, while yes, health is one of the most major components to be affected by social media, since as far as the education component is concerned, so many of these pages which are there currently on social media contribute to students who cannot afford to buy coaching, which is quite expensive at certain times. So these small hints or small pointers which is provided by these social media handlers to them adds to their own well-being, their character development, as well as education. As far as health is concerned, which is the main point, uh, be it your eyes, be it your posture, be it your other physical activities, which we call, which is affected by the so-called concept of doom scrolling, as we are well aware. That is something that people should be very wary of. While certain social media handles, for example, Instagram has picked up and added the concept of dismissing or sleep mode, wherein you do not receive any notifications for a period of roughly 6 to 12 hours. While that is useful to prevent any unnecessary distractions, what is more important is self control and realizing the priorities while using certain social media handles. Uh, so, yeah.
I also
I
agree with the
appreciate
previous
my
speakers
friend's views.
but my view is that I think health has major effects on using of social media, because if we see the current scenario of India, many youths are getting heart attacks in very early age. That is because of increasing of the stress levels. And in my view, because of the change of sleep cycle of many youths and the stress level over there and the effects of social media, by using, like in social media, many people's show of their happy life, not their other side of their life. So many people get depressed or get stress level looking to them, and especially before going to sleep, many people have a habit of using social media at that time. So I think it gets a negativity in our mind which affects our health as well.
That is
Definitely, I
absolutely
should
true,
agree
and
with
not just
everybody who has
speaking about.
spoken by so far. But personally speaking, I certainly believe that not only does it affect health and socialization ability of people, but it also is very greatly harming the creative thinking ability and also the critical thinking ability of not only everybody present in this meeting right now, but everybody present across the world. It is very clear over the past few years, especially during the COVID pandemic, that due to the increase in the use of not only social media, but also in the use of electronic devices in excess, has led to decrease in the critical thinking ability and the creative thinking ability of everybody. Now, speaking of how it visually impairs people, we have seen recently in the news that just because children and young adults are using a lot of social media and also indulging in a lot of gameplay, they are losing their eyesight, and also they are getting a lot of new mental health issues, as my friend added earlier. So this is why I believe that it has a multifold effect rather than affecting only a single part, where each aspect of harm is interlinked, and hence it has an overall negative effect on an individual's life.
Adding
I
to my
do
former
agree
speaker,
to
I would like to add one
uh,
more point is
chess
that
number 1
we
and
have
5.
seen that in India, not just in India, in other parts, the children are becoming attention deficient. Their memory is not good. They can't focus to up to a single topic. And as per the WHO's definition, health is not having the physical fitness. It also adds the spiritual well-being and also the mental well-being. So I think the points added by my former speakers are quite up to the mark. And I also think that in recent times, the social media trend which are going upon, which are we see they are in the toll. See, people are using social media for their purpose, for their pleasure. They have forget about the spiritual well-being. So these were point I would like to make.
Gentlemen, I agree to chess number 1, 5, and 6 when they are mentioning about the detrimental effects of social media on health. But however, I would like to elaborate on the point that chess number 3 mentioned, that is the part of education. Not just education in terms of what we generally know, like what we study in school or colleges or elsewhere, but also the general education that any person tends to gain through what they see on their mobile screen or their laptops. For example, misinformation and disinformation, these two are one of the very dangerous, you can say, upcoming situations that the world is going to face. Everyone's going to speak about what has there been a change in cyber warfare, information warfare. That's what we call the 5th generation warfare. So social media plays a big part in this, because how many people follow you, how many people tend to propagate your thoughts, these things do matter, and how people take them, that also matters. So social media and also a few big tech companies controlling all the narrative, that can also have a dangerous effect on how people are getting educated. So that's my point with regards to the part of education.
Yeah, gentlemen, adding to the point of test number 4, I would like to carry forward that point. He added that using of social media can affect the education. I agree with that. But what I say is that when a small children, let's talk with, like, I would like to give you an example. When a small children, we can see nowadays eat while using social media. He use it as a trick. Like parents also use it as a trick to make him eat food. But it has a mental effect in his mind, because the environment which is provided in the very crucial growing age of a child plays a many important role to make his attitude and his future life. So I believe that using social media at that time may have health effects on them. And also many people use social media while eating, so they are not focused on their food, they are focused more on the thing which they are looking. So I think it will have an effect on their eating habits as well.
And speaking about the various vulnerabilities present on these social media platforms, we have to understand that there are a lot of security concerns when it comes to a civilian's life. Because we have seen that in multiple instances across the United States of America, and also in multiple instances in India, a lot of child predators are impersonating children, and they are speaking to these young children who are there on these platforms, and they are indulging in online cyber crimes, which is definitely contributing to the increase in the rate of crime that is there in society. Why is this happening? Because these criminals or these people, they are in a dreamland where they personally believe that I will not be caught, that I am anonymous on this platform. Though they are eventually caught off guard by the cyber cops, however, what happens is that the victim, who is the actual victim of the crime, they are traumatized for life. So this is one of the other vulnerabilities of social media platform, which is directly affecting the social life of people and is having a very negative impact on the mental health of the people and also their social life.
I would like to
Gentlemen, I
Absolutely.
would like to ask
Just
you a
like chess
question.
number 1 and 4 had initially pointed out, the whole concept of misinformation and disinformation and usage of social media to pass information which might not be true. It has been done in several cases, which can also indirectly cause or can be directly led to a case of anti-national elements growing. You see, the whole you have uprising in certain situations because of misinformation. Therefore, like they always say, be careful of what you consume, because what you consume is what you will eventually lead on to believe, and that belief can cause a spread of major misinformation amongst the entire groups or communities. Now, when that happens, that is precisely when you have issues within the state, and those within the state issues are what are used to create disturbances, which later on cause drastic changes or impacts on the country's development.
I respect my former speaker's opinion, but I want to make that two other sides of that. The first thing is that in NFHS 5 health survey, it has been reported that the metropolitan children especially, they are suffering from stunting and wasting problems. Although they are from very well-off families, but still they are suffering from these diseases. This is happening only because they are using mobile phones and digital gadgets. their exposure to sports and ground related activities is very less. So I think this aspect also be taken, because until or unless we are mentally not stable, we are not exposing to physical sports or socializing. I think mentally, I think we are not healthy enough. I think health is the root cause of each and everything. If we are healthy, then everything will be going good. Second aspect I would like to discuss. Uh, in 2021, there was a room in clubhouse, and there it was reported that the students, they were openly performing pornographic act, and they were kind of threats to each other. So it also shows that a kind of culprit or evil mindedness in very young students, that is happening only following the evil western concept, because they are not following the right thing, innovative or such things. I think this
Definitely,
should also be taken to
Definitely.
definitely, I will
Along with that,
take
I would
test
say
number
that
5.
our generation is information overloaded. So our generation is now, not able to differentiate between the qualitative and quantitative information. So just because everything is available around us, so we are compromising over the quality and focusing more upon the quantity. So that is what the research and the level of the information and the quality is compromised. Along with that, I would also want to say is that as far as the health is concerned, we also have seen that, like chest number one and chest number three rightly mentioned, that there are problems when we're facing at the stunting, and even people children belong to economically and financially well off. They are compromised in their health. So what happens is that when we are focusing more upon the social media, when we are using our phones more, when we are having our lunch or dinner, that miscommunicates with our brain, and even when we are even when our we are more into this uh, uh,
Into the using of social media. So adding to the point of chest number 5, I would like to bring a point of the release of dopamine, the level of dopamine. What I believe is that chest number 5 has very good mentioned about the use of like playing outside or doing health activities and physical activities. Yes, because if we see earlier, people used to get very much satisfaction, and their dopamine used to be released after doing a lot of physical activity or playing a game or something very very much useful. But nowadays the dopamine level has been decreased so much that just looking to a video or something like a post, many people get happiness from that. So I believe there is a health precautions or health implications of using social media. And also when we use our phone, we have a posture which we take, like if we are sleeping on the bed, we got some injury or some health precautions to our backbone as well. So that thing is also came in my mind, which can affect using of social media as well.
And also another very important thing is that as my friend previously had mentioned, that there is a lot of unnecessary information being circulated in social media. There is a very famous quote that half knowledge is dangerous, but I personally believe that too much knowledge is also dangerous in a way or two. When you're looking at the situation in the United States of America today, people today in the 21st century, where man is supposed to be the most intelligent creature on this planet, are recognizing themselves as dogs, cats, alligators, so on and so forth. They are saying that they are trans-abled, they are saying that they are transracial, and there are so many other concerns that need to be addressed in the country. And this wave is slowly entering our country as well, where people are actually leaving behind the actual purpose of life and running behind these unnecessary things or unnecessary concepts of life which do not actually matter and affect their individuality. That is why I certainly believe that, as chess number 6 spoke about dopamine earlier, and as also chess number 5 spoke about the health concerns, we also need to directly look at the concern of how personalities are being shaped socially by social media, and also how entire ideologies are being flipped over because of these various ideologies that are being spread on social media.
Definitely, chess
Uh,
number 1. I would like to highlight you mentioning about the fake world which the many peoples nowadays are living. They think that the digital world which they see in their phone or in the social media is true. But when they recheck it in the real life, it is not there, which has an implication on their mind. They may go into depression or something. because not getting satisfied with the life which they expected they will get by using social media. So this thing has a health implication directly.
And also the trend.
Absolutely. Just like previously mentioned, the patience or the attention span of
Understood. Everybody wants to rotate around health. Most detrimental effect is health, health, health. This is your assessment. Anyway, so let's talk about some feedback that I want to give. छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं, बहुत ज्यादा हाईफाई नहीं है. What you speak matters. How you convey that matters more. So, the entire group testing battery जो है situational task का, the battery of situational tasks which you're subjected to at the in the GTO ground, it is focused on assessing your group effectiveness and team dynamics. तो अपने आप में it's a very big theory. I don't want to delve deeper into that. But then, how constructive member of the group you are right from the first task to the ninth task. And then this has to be correlated. The behavior manifestations that are coming out of you to these various tasks, they need to be correlated with each other, which we use to arrive at a pen picture of your personality in terms of shades of officer-like qualities. Where we have something which is called as a minimum acceptable level of the candidate. We add trainability to it because we have to subject you to some kind of training. And then you have to reach an average potential officer level. So when this equation gets balanced, that's when a candidate gets recommended. So the general feedback is, I think test number 1, you're fairly good. You're doing really well. But the point is, see, you don't have to come to any kind of a conclusion. So you're not able to touch on the detrimental effects on socializing and education. जो other two leads are there, right? So you're not able to lead the group to a new line of thought. थोड़ा सा वो एक. So what happens is 20 मिनट है बात करने के लिए. So logic has to be power packed and spoken to the point with some kinds of facts and figures. Although the guys are good, you're bringing out different kinds of facts and figures. And there's a lot of stiffness when you're talking, Devesh. Especially Nikhil also. There's a lot of stiffness. Okay. Then Ganesh, I think it's we need to get into more facts and figures, and you quote examples and then tie them logically. Okay. The way GD topics are made, that they are very broad in nature. It's like a playground for all of you to actually bring as many examples into the discussion and then tie them, logically, and then bring out some kind of a flavor. And you still don't have to come to any kind of a conclusion. It's a simple chai pe charcha with your friends, but it is a meaningful charcha kind of a thing, right? See, you're fairly good, but then again, thoda sa kahin pe background mein nahi jana hai. But overall, it was really nice. It was really good. For everybody, there is some kind of scope of improvement. I've just touched upon very little minor things, but I also have things written in detail with me. In case if you guys want some kind of feedback after the live, you can always get back to me and I can speak to you. I don't want to speak all the details because it's going to get, it's going to go as a broadcast on live, right? It's already there. So I think we are fairly done, but it was really nice. Great job done, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the first group. I request all of you to please leave and we will let the second group join now, sir. We have now concluded our first session of group discussions, and we had a very lively session where people were discussing about the effects of social media. I hope everyone enjoyed that, whoever is watching it live on YouTube. We will be starting our next session in a couple of minutes with the next group of members for the second group discussion.
we're good to go. Can we start?
Yes, sir. I think we're good to go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's the chest number we have? Say again. Chest number 8. 8 to Guhani.
There, I think one more person is joining. Yes. 9, 10, 11, 12,
9.
13, 14, 15. Yes, one more person is joining, sir. Yeah, he's here.
So it starts with chest number 9, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think Ojas has to switch on his camera.
Yes, sir, I'm trying to.
While we are just sitting idle, I think Vipul, we didn't get to speak to you about your introduction. Would you like to introduce yourself to the rest of the group members?
Sure, sir. Am I audible? So, hi everyone. I'm Vipul Gadge, and currently I'm living in Pune. I'm currently working as a software engineer in Cornerstone On Demand. I've been to SSB 15 times. I've got conferenced out 12 times and got screened out 3 times. And apart from that, I would like to mention about my schooling. I did my schooling from Army Public School Digi and college from DIPR College of Engineering Akudi. I love to play cricket. I'm a fast bowler and looking forward for a good and fruitful discussion.
Nice. Very interesting. I had a student who was 17th time repeater. He made it through 18th time. बचपन से ही लगा था एनडीए के टाइम से.
Yes, sir.
Well, surprisingly, he's an officer. Okay, so we can start, right? So chest number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So हमारे पास 8 लोग हैं. Okay. Ready? Start करें?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. In your opinion, what will eventually bring doomsday of humanity on Earth? Is it going to be another similar pandemic? Or is it going to be climate change? Or is it going to be weapons of mass destruction? You guys may please start the discussion.
Hello. So, with due respect, I want to reiterate the point that the doomsday of the humanity is somewhat started, as it was mentioned in today's newspaper that we are facing a war. We are in middle of the war, and it's not just between the two countries, that is Israel or Palestine, but it's between the whole humanity. We have seen that 5,000 rockets were bombed on the Israel, and approx 200 to 300 people have died, and more than 2,000 people have injured. We have seen that humanity has been treated like nothing. There is not even a single hope of helping, caring, or something. That is war. The people are just being shoot out. The children, the old people, the women, everyone is.
Very well point given by chest number 13. I also agree with him that the weapons of mass destruction, they are going to be the reason for the doomsday. As mentioned by chest number 13, recently the bombing of 5,000 missiles. Now I would like to add about the Ukraine and Russia war. That war has been going since a year and more. So weapons of mass destructions are going to be the doomsday.
I would like to differ from chest number 11 and chest number 13. I would like to say that weapons of mass destruction by any country is for their own protection most of the time. They are not just to attack some other country unwillingly. However, in my opinion, I think climate change is the biggest reason which is going to cause the doomsday of the society of the world, because as of now, we are currently seeing that the pollution levels are on all-time high. Even if in India, we see that most of the cities that are polluted majorly are in India only. So
I think climate change is going to be the biggest reason for the
I agree with
collapse of
Chester.
So
society.
adding to the what chess number 11 and 13 was saying, the weapon of mass destruction is the main element which leads to the doomsday. Because if you all know that in the current scenario, there are many wars taking place like Russia, Ukraine, and now we have the Israel is on the state of war with the Hamas terrorists. So this weapon of mass destruction is very much harmful for the human beings. So
Gentlemen,
this
with
I
with
would
to add the
with so
point,
much decision
Gentlemen,
taken
what
by
I would like to
I
say
feel
is
that
that
by the climate only.
in our
climate change is a
environment,
bigger threat
we
to
have to
humanity than
Climate.
weapons of destruction.
Okay, guys, wait. What was the instruction given? If many person talk simultaneously, no one will understand what ideas are being shared. What's the use of having a discussion? And I said that this is not a debate. There is no chairman. You can speak what you like when you like, as many times as you like. But the condition is at any given point of time, one person should speak so that we all can understand, including the GTO. Right?
Yes.
Continue.
I would like to add
so
one point in
You're
this.
saying that climate
Currently,
change is a bigger threat to humanity than weapons of mass destruction. Why I say that is that because recently the WHO chairman has stated in the news that we have moved from an era of global warming to an era of global boiling. And with rapid industrialization going on across the world, I believe that climate change is a bigger threat to humanity, which will lead to doomsday of humanity.
I agree with chess
adding
number
to chess
10.
number
Also,
10,
the
I would like
point.
to put one point only. That is, currently we are looking at sustainability. If we see a doomsday one point of time, there would be issue of sustainability, and that's why we produce sustainable development goals by 2030. If you can mention in sustainable development goals, you can see the environmental impact is in the center of every single thing. I believe that if we want to grow on sustainability and if we want to be in this humanity, the environmental change is going to play an important role in near future.
I
I
agree
I
also
with
agree with
equally
chess
agree
number
with
9,
the
what
chess
he
number
wanted to
First
say
of
nine,
all,
the
about
environmental fact.
environment.
But I
manage the
also
whole
want
Because
to
environment
like
add to
even
that.
let me continue, gentlemen. Even Indian government is trying to figure out things about the climatic changes. The Indian government has set up an year 2070 where we can be a carbon neutral country in the world. So why this is being get into focused? Because of the climatic condition. Every year the average temperature is increasing due to global warming and due to the depletion of ozone. So according to me, temperature like climatic changes is being the foremost thing of today's era.
Adding to chess number
Let's
Yes,
14
I
in this,
deeply
if you
agree
let's
with
consider the
the
weapons
chess
of
number
mass
14
destruction,
in this,
gentlemen, if
that
you
the
Rightly
consider
mentioned.
climatic
weapons of
change
mass destruction
has
in this,
been
let me
an
again
Gentlemen,
important
quote.
part
please
of the discussion. But I also
the
think
Gentlemen,
ones who
that
have
the
not
in
seen
the
the
pandemic,
weapons of
weapons.
mass destruction, we are
Let's let
considering
us
that
go
if
one
the
by one.
weapons are getting exploded, the complete humanity is going to die. But consider the usage of mass weapons as a use of experimentation. You can see they are experimented in seas, in the lands, in the airs, which is having direct impact
Right.
on environment. Lakhs of marines are getting killed. There is a food cycle which is getting disrupted, and
and
there
the
would be one point
chemical
of time
cycle
when it will have direct
change
impact on
in that.
environment and the
As
detrimental impact on human life.
chess number
So
nine
The most.
mentioned,
adding
yes,
to
chess
the
number
what chess
9
number
and
9 is
15
saying,
are
like the
absolutely
weapon of mass destruction
gentlemen,
having a
as
direct
chess number
impact
nine
on the
mentioned,
climate change also, because when we are testing the weapon of mass destruction, they are mostly nuclear powered, which eventually affect the human lifestyle and also the ecosystem of the earth. So indirectly, we can say the weapon of mass destruction are leading to the climate change also, and it will be help the directly on the human life.
Friends,
Yes,
when
Adding
we
I
to
talk
chess
about
totally
the
number
agree
weapon
with
fifteen
of
in
chess
this,
mass
number
a
15.
destruction, one
point
cannot
that
forget the
Guys,
are
nuclear
guys,
weapons.
that
gentlemen,
Hold on,
like
hold on.
environmental
we are
issues.
seeing
Make a
the
point.
real example of climatic changes in India, like the Yamuna River, which flows through the capital of India, Delhi. So there have been various, like the air quality index of Delhi is getting poor, the air quality of index of Mumbai is getting poor. So why this is happening? This is directly affecting the old age people of this country. They are getting heart attacks, asthma attacks, and
In
many more.
current times, if in current
adding to
times, if
chess number
we see that
48, chess number 16, I would like to add one
every
point
country is
that currently you can see different heat waves that are going across, taking lakhs of lives in the complete world. There was a heat wave in Europe, in north hemisphere countries. If you can see northern hemisphere countries where usual temperature is quite low, but drastically it has been seen that temperature is getting high. Animals, humans, everybody is getting killed, and I believe this is a
also,
Yes,
if
direct
we
you
see
impact
the
on
example
environment.
do
of
have a
ozone
very
layer
valid point.
depletion, which is
But what I
also, I
think
would
is
like
that
to add a point that
environment,
if we see the
climate
example of ozone
change.
layer depletion in the year 1985 when it had started and now it has healed. because it has been focused upon. The earlier use of CFCs had led to the depletion of ozone layer, wherein the humanity did not realize the impact what it is going to have on the environment, right? So I think that the most important thing factor also that my earlier speakers have mentioned the war about Israel and Palestine. So in that, if we see, the war is between a terrorist organization and a country. It's not between two countries. So most importantly, I think the weapons of mass destruction are mainly made for a protection of a country in this kind of a world wherein every country needs to be prepared so that they can secure their citizens. That's why it's required. However,
Adding to what test number 16 has
I want
told
to add one more
about the
point that the
Israel and
ozone
Hamas
layer
war, it
size
is
has
not between
been
the two nations, but
broadened
it
to
is the war
7 times
against the
of the India.
humanity also.
Right.
So if we
The
talk about the
ozone
current
layer
war
size
scenario,
has been
the
broadened.
climate change,
Allow me
the
to add
climate
one.
in
When
the
we
current
talk
scenario,
about
the
the
climate change. Gentlemen, let me add one point.
gentlemen, please speak
Gentlemen,
one by one. Chess number
yeah,
11 is trying
gentlemen,
to say
let
something. Let's
friends,
let
I
chess
was
number
talking
11
about
speak.
friends. I was talking
Gentlemen, I
about
believe that weapons of adding to the point of weapons of mass destruction. I believe that in today's world, where many countries are collaborating to work together towards sustainability and economic cooperation, I don't believe that weapons of mass destruction will be used in the near future, and major attacks will be made, which will be a threat to humanity. Hence, I believe that climate change is a bigger action, and many countries are collaborating to working towards carbon neutrality all over the world. So, I think that even if we take the doomsday example, like the case of doomsday, which factor will lead to doomsday, I believe that it will be climate change.
Okay,
friends,
adding to
Adding
chess
to
number
what
10,
test
just
number
let
adding
me
what test
like
number
to
10
add
has
here.
said.
allow me to
Gentlemen,
World
adding to
Health
what test number 10
Organization
has
has made
said,
a
like the
very
climate
clear
change.
statement
If
that
if
the
yeah, adding
World Health
to
Organization is
Also
trying
identifies
to
artificial pandemic like situation can be created by a enemy country so that they can bring a sudden impact on the humanity of enemy country. So that can be also the doomsday on the earth.
So adding what
so
test number 12 was saying,
gentlemen,
adding
let me
what test
continue
number
once
12
again.
was saying, if we
I
talk
like to
about,
I like to
gentlemen,
say about the
let me add
conventions,
some point.
the different
Gentlemen, let me
conventions
add
the
one point.
World Health Organization is trying to say. We have a Geneva Convention, we have Rotterdam Convention, we have Minamata Conventions. These all conventions are there for the safeguard of our own environment. We should also take consideration into the geographical conditions which are taking place in South America. We have La Nina and El Nino. So what are these? These are the hot and cold springs taking place in the South Atlantic Oceans. Because of that, we have different climatic
I would
conditions
like to
taking place in
also add
India.
So
I would
gentlemen,
also like to
as
add another point in the group discussion, that artificial intelligence, which we are also considering these days, it can be a potential doomsday causer for the society of the world,
And
because
I
as we
also
see
want
the
to
Thanks,
add
thanks, thanks.
that
Wait. पहले तो ये नहीं करना, नया lead कुछ introduce कर दिया. Artificial intelligence. We've been given 3 leads for discussion. One was another similar pandemic. Nobody's spoken about it. Second, uh, climate change कर तो रहे हो, लेकिन पता नहीं है climate change के बारे में. Anybody, one person, please tell me, 21 years, last 21, 22, 23 years के analysis में, the fastest melting region in Antarctica, क्या नाम है इसका?
Himalayan glaciers.
No, sir. Antarctic glaciers, sir.
Amundsen Sea Embayment, नाम सुना है कभी?
No, sir.
No, sir.
sorry,
Fastest melting region in Antarctica. What are TCO2 emissions?
Can you repeat, sir?
ऊपर से बात कर रहे हो कि हाँ climate change है, ये होगा, वो होगा, ऐसा होगा, ये होगा. Nobody is talking depth. कोई facts नहीं है, कोई figures नहीं है. Nobody is talking about agreements that have been made. COP 26, 27, now forthcoming 28. Rate of influx, carbon dioxide, monoxide, nitrous oxide, methane, tons of CO2 pushed. उसका detrimental effect क्या था? Food cycle का somebody just talk. I saw somebody, I think just number 9 spoke something about food cycle. This is your assessment, by the way. लिख चुका हूँ मैं. Will not give a personal feedback here because it's gonna go live. In case if you guys are interested to know, you can speak to me one-to-one. I can tell you. I don't want to give a live, but the point that I'm trying to make here is that See, group discussions at SSBs are all about how you put across your points and how constructive member of the group you are, and how you can raise the level of the discussion. That raising the level of the discussion is a game plan or game of the facts and figures that you push into the discussion. और तुम्हें पता नहीं होगा क्या होना है. Like there's nothing like a debate कि हाँ कोई चेयरमैन है, कोई फॉर के लिए बोलेगा, कोई अगेंस्ट के लिए बोलेगा, टॉपिक पहले से पता है, प्रिपेयर करके आओ. नहीं. It's all about tying the logic, having an understanding in between the lines, use the information and come to some kind of a logical pattern which you have to draw out in front of those people that you've not known, you've not met them before. It is one of the things, a spark, that is a start point to see your leadership traits and attributes. What we look for in a Fauji officer. तो ये छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं which are missing. I mean, this group discussion could have been much better. Nobody spoken about weapons of mass destruction and their aftermaths. Somebody said कि WMD खुद को बचाने के लिए है, दूसरों को हार्म करने के लिए नहीं है. किसी ने न्यूक्लियर फॉलआउट के बारे में बात ही नहीं किया. And what's happening in, what is the aftermath of the shit that has happened at Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Even until abhi 55, 60, 70 years. Nobody's spoken about nuclear fallout. Nobody's spoken about. You guys know that there's something called as biological weapons and chemical weapons.
Yes, sir.
EX, tabun, sarin. So many agents are there. Nerve agents, chemical agents. Use bhi kiya hai, targeted. It has been used on humanity by somebody. कोई द्वेष के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहा है. What is द्वेष? Hate mongering, जिसके वजह से, which is a birth for conflict between two different communities, then which can go global. Reasons the way World War I and World War II happened. If World War III happens, then World War IV will be fought with stones. I'm not saying this, said by Einstein. So you guys have not picked up those cues, and that logic has not come out anywhere. So it is very superficial in nature. This is exactly what we are looking at, the depth of knowledge and the way you want to convey it. 20 मिनट का डिस्कशन है, 10-12 बार से तो बोलने का मौका मिलेगा नहीं. तो फिर जो कन्वे करना है अपनी पॉइंट्स को वहाँ पे जीडी में बैठ के सिर्फ पॉलिश्ड इंग्लिश बात करने से तो होगा नहीं. What you're speaking also has to have that content. वो engage करने की ताकत होनी चाहिए. Ability to influence the group right from the first task. AIG, one of the officer-like qualities in factor 3. So this is general feedback that I wanted to give and give you a glimpse of how interesting GDs can become at SSBs, and we still have 3.7 to 5% of selection rate in the Indian Armed Forces or the officer cadre. Few of you are 10, 12, 13 times repeated, right? So आप लोगों को पता है already. कुछ चीजें तो आप देख चुके हो. That's it, guys. If you have any questions regarding GD, अगर कुछ है तो आप पूछ सकते हो. But I think Mithula, we are done. I think the objective is achieved for today.
Yes, sir. So actually, we would like to open the floor for a few questions. And in fact, I had a question.
Why don't you invite the others also, in case if those guys have a question?
Yes, we have invited them to join. They'll be joining in soon.
Yeah.
So I had a question regarding these GDs, and I sense that a lot of times people start talking over each other, and we're not really being respectful of what the other person is trying to put out. So in those conditions, what would you suggest any of the members or one of them to do, and how to bring back the group into the line of conversation that we were having?
Tell me something. I told you group discussion is to be done much in the same way as you would be doing over a cup of tea or coffee in a restaurant of family members. Simple बातचीत, चाय पे चर्चा जो करते हो अपने दोस्तों के साथ में, GD exactly वही होता है. वहाँ पे जाके you are not supposed to put up a show or try to do something in that you are not, or something in a way someone else has advised you rather than applying your own mind. So agar, first things, if I'm not wrong, the question is if the group has swayed away from the main point of discussion, how to get back the group together again, right?
Yes.
सेम वही चीज करनी है जो अपने स्कूल कॉलेजेस में करते थे. अरे भाई डिस्कशन ये है, ये नहीं है. Keep it cool and calm. Coolness in action, calmness in crisis. And you really need that kind of a tact, because you are bound to find somebody who would be like, मेरे मुर्गी की एक टांग, मैं ही बोलूंगा, मेरा ही सुनना है, जो मैं बोल रहा हूं वही सही है. You will find one Tom, Dick and Harry in the group who is going to be somebody like this, in a bully thruster personalities in the group. तो जो ग्रुप को इधर उधर खींच के लेकर के जाते हैं, that is the concept group effectiveness and team dynamics में कि lot of energy is being impounded in that group. You should be somebody who is absorbing it and giving it back to the group with positivity. तो उसके लिए चाहिए tact. Tact is one of the also like qualities of social adaptability. Factor 2. It is something like, it's a glorified way of saying that you can empathize with people. You can sense other people's emotions so that, you can put across your point also. और किसी को अपना दुश्मन भी नहीं बनाना. ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि वो मेरी बात पे ध्यान ही नहीं दे रहा है, और ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि वो मेरा is like anti me in the group. तो उसके लिए चाहिए tact. टैक्ट के लिए चाहिए चेयरफुल एटीट्यूड, उसके लिए चाहिए बंदा लाइवली. तो कोई इधर उधर भटकता भी है तो उसको खींच करके अंदर लेकर के आ जाओ. दैट हैपेंस ओनली व्हेन यू हैव कमांड ओवर डेप्थ ऑफ नॉलेज. रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी है ये तुम्हारी. रूटीन में क्या करते हो अपने एवरी डे? हाउ मच टाइम डू यू डेडिकेट टू बिल्ड योरसेल्फ, नॉट ओनली फिजिकली बट आल्सो मेंटली, इमोशनली, साइकोलॉजिकली एंड स्पिरिचुअली. This is going to define your strength of character when you're sitting in SSB. Any other questions?
I don't think we have any more questions for now, sir. I'd like to thank you very much for taking out your time and being here with us today. I believe that this has been a very informative session for all the aspirants over here, and I hope everyone's learned a little bit from this session. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience with us in all of these events and also your expertise. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you all of you. So we will now be closing